Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Elsa. I'm a intuitive medium. I'm a spiritual life coach, a Reiki master, a long learner, among other things. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here with me from the beginning of the journey, thank you so much for continuing to be on this journey with me. So, as promised, I told you I owed you a conversation about burnout. So, I want to first start by saying I have experienced many, many burnouts. As a matter of fact, excuse me, I'm so sorry. For those of you who haven't seen me for a while, I'm sure you're probably wondering what was going on because I was just pushing all of the content out. I was just moving. I was everywhere. But I was also a full-time student doing two different programs. I was doing a doctorate program and working toward my MBA. I was working multiple businesses. I was doing the full-time mom thing. I was doing all of the things. And something that I talk about all the time is healers. Those of us in this healing space, whether it is medical, whether it is wellness, spiritual, those of us who are in a healing capacity, we work in some way where we help others heal in some way, physical, spiritual, however. We recognize all of the signs of burnout. We are also the number one victims of burnout. And it's not because we don't recognize the signs. We know the signs. We know when it's happening. We can see it happening. But for us, we, not just us, for anybody that experiences burnout, but I think especially those in a healing space, those who are committed to healing others, helping others, um, we keep pushing because we know that people need us. And at some point, we forget that if we don't maintain ourselves, if we don't take a time out, if we don't take a seat, we cannot help others. We cannot fill a cup if our cup is empty. We cannot pour into others if we have nothing to give. And so we just keep going and keep pushing without taking that time out. And, the body will take what it needs eventually, whether you decide to take that time out or if you keep pushing yourself and your body says, okay, well, I can't go on anymore. And then it just forces you to take a time out. You will have to take a time out eventually. And I think it's just best to really pay attention to what your body is telling you because your body will tell you every time. It gives you clues, it gives you hints. You see the signs, you know the signs. And if you don't know the signs, you have to start just paying attention to what your body is telling you. Is your body telling you that it's tired? Are you exhausted? Are you flustered? Do you feel foggy? Take a break. Um, I was in a good space for a while where I was putting in the breaks and, scheduling those breaks, scheduling that time off. I'm back to doing that, of course. And I had no problems because I scheduled the breaks. But then I got into kind of a moment where I was scheduling things during the break time because it needed to be done. And I just didn't see where I had the time. And that is the moment where we all get to where we have to force ourselves to take a time out, take a knee, sit down for a minute, take a breath, look at what you can remove from your schedule. Look at what you can do to just pause for a moment because if you keep pushing, eventually you won't be able to breathe, more or less push. But I think it's really important to just pay attention to how we keep going, especially living in, America and having this Western our Western, society, Western culture is push, 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 go, go, go. You can't be successful unless you do this. You have to work 40 plus hours a week and only have 2 or 3 weeks of vacation, depending on your job. We have this mindset of you have to just keep going. You have to keep pushing. You can't stop. Oh, you need a break from work because you're sick. Why? Why can't you come in while you're sick? And it's ingrained into us very early in life. We start to, even as children, adapt this mindset that we have to keep going no matter what, that you have to push through because that is the only way to be successful. And then we end up living in this box where all we're doing is working and we're not really enjoying life. And that is what life is about, right? Yeah, we work. We need to work. We need to pay bills. We need to take care of things. But when do you take time to just enjoy life? Enjoy the simple things around you? Are you taking time to do that? Because if you're not, then you probably need to take a minute and just sit with yourself and figure out, how can I do that? How can I avoid burnout? So let's talk about burnout a little more and maybe some things that you can do to help you. One thing, like I said, is especially if you are an entrepreneur. I know a lot of my viewers, a lot of my audience, all of you, a lot of you are entrepreneurs, and you are the most guilty of not taking a moment because you feel like you have to do it all. You feel like you can't take a break because there's this mindset: if I don't work, I don't get paid. I've heard many of my clients say it. I've heard many of people that I work with say it. If I don't work, I don't get paid. I'm guilty of saying that myself. But you have to take time for yourself, and you have to start scheduling in breaks. I don't care if it is one day a week, just 10 minutes a day, or 10 minutes a day. I schedule time for myself and schedule downtime. And it is something that I suggest. I always suggest starting your morning off, if possible. It's not possible for everyone. Starting your morning off with just 10 minutes to yourself, where you're just breathing, relaxing, meditating, whatever it is. And then I also suggest at the end of the day, taking that time to really wind down. For me, what I do at the end of the day is I do my gratitude journal and I just take a moment of just silence, of 10 minutes of silence, or listening to something that is soothing, relaxing, no true crime right before, during this time, something just that'll kind of slow your mind down a little bit. And then I also schedule in downtime. I schedule in days where I'm just going to not do anything. I'm not going to go anywhere. And that is my suggestion for you, even if it is just one day a week, one day a month. If all you can do is one day a month where you just take a day, take half a day, take a couple of hours, and just not do anything. You just sit with yourself, you just relax, you do something relaxing. Take the time to do that. Take the time to slow down, take the time to be with yourself, because burnout is real and burnout is, once you hit that part, when you have hit that burnout point, then now you have to play catch up. But you can't play catch up because you're just trying to rest. You're just trying to get back on top. And then you just can't. It's like you're always drowning and you're always just beneath the surface of the water and you can never get there. But I also encourage you that if you have experienced burnout or you are experiencing burnout, take the time. You can come back and bounce back stronger. And I think that's the hardest part, is we think that once we have crashed and burned and we have hit that burnout point, what do we do now? How do we get back there? You know what? Don't worry about that right now. Worry about resting, worry about getting yourself back to a healthy version of you, because once you hit burnout, you're not working at your full capacity. You're not the healthy version of yourself. So take that time to reset. And then when you get back, once you reset, you can start with a better mindset, a better approach, and really just work on, how do I do my self care to prevent burnout moving forward. If you want to hear more about burnout, we can talk about it more. Let me know in the comments. Definitely tell me how you prevent yourself from experiencing burnout, or some of the signs that you notice when you're experiencing burnout. And thank you all again for joining me. And I am Elsa. Thank you for tuning into another episode. And remember that true wellness isn't just about the body, it's about nurturing your mind, body, heart, and spirit. And keep your energy bright. I'm sorry. I don't know what is going on today. I have been having I can't speak today. This is like my fourth video, and all day this has been an issue. But as I was saying, keep your energy high, your spirit bright, and your soul nourished. Stay vibrant and stay well.